Welcome back to ye old GoldenEye 007 here on the N64, or the fake N64, the Xbox Live arcade version. This is bonus mission number 1. This is the Aztec complex. So after you complete every mission on Secret Agent, which we've done, you unlock the Aztec stage. And let me preface this by saying, number 1, I'm an Aztec guy, okay? I like Aztecs. They're my favorite Mesoamerican civilization. I don't mess around with Mayans or Incans or anything like that. I'm all 100% Aztec. So Aztecs are good in my book, okay? So with that out of the way, this is Teotihuacan. That's an interesting fact. There was no civilization or group of people that called themselves Aztec. They were the Mexica, so that's where they get the term Mexican from Mexica, and they spoke Nahuatl, which is their indigenous language or whatever. So anyway, with those factoids out of the way, I know you weren't expecting the video to start like that with Aztec factoids, but here we are. Anyway, the Aztec complex primary objectives are reprogram shuttle guidance and launch shuttle. So these two bonus missions, this one and the one to follow, the Egypt stage, are kind of like hodgepodges of like older Bond ideas, characters. This is where you see Jaws, you see Baron Samedi or Samadi or however you say it. So characters from Moonraker, from Live and Let Die, etc., etc. So it kind of draws inspiration from the older Bond movies. It also draws inspiration from the ancient cultures, etc., etc. It's weird. It's a hodgepodge. It's also somewhat original because I don't think there's anything even remotely close to an Aztec complex in any of the older Bond movies. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of them in a very long time, but I don't remember anything that looks like this. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of random. It doesn't look particularly Aztec once we get here. But I digress. That's our intro here. Background: the Drax Corporation continues to be involved in unlicensed space exploration. So I believe that might be from Moonraker. I don't recall. Many of their projects are of a military nature and constitute a threat to the New World political order. The Drax launch facility is located in a South American Aztec ruin. They are scheduled to launch a stolen NASA shuttle with an unknown military payload. We're sending you in alone, 007. Penetrating the base security will be tricky, but once you're in, we believe you will be able to recover the shuttle right out from under their noses. Q Branch says, simple plan, 007, reprogram the guidance computer with the information on this floppy. That's the extent of Q Branch's expertise here. Floppy disk. Then we can take control as soon as the old girl reaches orbit. Now pay attention, one thing we don't know is the Drax launch protocol. You'll have to find that data, install it to initiate the launch. Can't be too difficult to spot. It'll be lying around in some high security area. So we'll see about that. Quetzalcoatl, ring any bells, James? No, I didn't think so. They spelled Quetzalcoatl wrong. They're missing an L in there. Quetzalcoatl. In fact, I don't even know if the A is appropriate. I guess my Aztec spelling is a bit rusty. But anyway, let's start the mission. So this is Secret Agent difficulty. I had to beat this on 00 Agent just to unlock the Egypt stage, just so I could play it for this playthrough, and that sucks. This stage is by far the hardest stage in the game. So I'm going to show you, this was kind of my strategy. This will work on 00 Agent, you just got to be really careful. So in this first room, you got 3 guys. There's 2 on the left and 1 on the right. And if you take even one step out of here, instant bullets to your face. So you will take damage. And on 00 Agent, you can't afford to take any damage until about halfway through the stage. At least until you get the body armor. So that's not good. So what I kind of perfected that little opening salvo there, peeking around the corner and doing the same here. These guys usually will trigger and will rush out like that. They don't always, though, so sometimes you have to make a little bit of racket to get them to do it. But it's really just trying to kind of, kite people out a little bit, as they say. So, I guess, let's not forget we're in kind of a show-offy let's play here. So let's take a look at this stage here. So you got the the dark brooding sky, the Quake 64 sky right there. You got some, I guess, some wall etchings here that are supposed to be Aztec. They look just kind of blurry to me. I don't really know. So that's about the extent of Aztecness that we see in this stage, and the stone walls that open up. I don't know why they would do this. You know, why would you build a space facility in this type of facility, in this type of ruins? I have no idea. I have no idea. Also with the typical trappings of GoldenEye enemies with their steel crates and all of that stuff. So very interesting. So they can pick up some hand grenades. I don't always like having the hand grenades in my inventory because it kind of mucks it up a little bit, but here we are. So once again, we've got open ceilings and all of that. Nothing really exciting to look at. You know, this is one of those areas where you can actually, I believe, later in the stage. See, I didn't bother to really progress to the end of the stage because it's so damn hard. But I believe you can actually go down there at some point. In fact, it almost looks like we can just drop down. I shudder to think. I think we can actually. Damn, that's spooky. We might have to come back and do that later. That would be the first time that it allows you to just drop down like that, because you couldn't do that on the jungle stage or any other stages that had those kind of crevasses like that. So there's several dudes in this room. This is a really cool looking room, I gotta say. We'll take a look at it soon enough, but I'm gonna try to snipe this guy's shoulder here. Wow, and that killed him. That's a good thing. See, on Double Agent, of course, everybody takes way more hits and does way more damage, and etc., etc. Drops less ammo, so you know it's not a good time. But Secret Agent, we're a little bit more lenient. Now there is another man in this room. He almost never seems to trigger for me. So he is going to be right on the other side of this wall here. So we're just going to... Oh, we see him. We're going to just pop him. And okay, there we got him. Not the most skillful approach there, but oh well. So let's pick up our ammunition, and we are going to take a look at this room here. So yeah, very cool, very striking room. You don't really see anything else like this in the game. So I'm a big fan of those stages like Silo and Control and this one that have this kind of look and feel to them, you know. So you have things that are a little more visually interesting than just the typical drab Russian corridors of the entire St. Petersburg stretch of the game. Very cool. We got stock images of the Earth and space shuttles and galaxies and stuff and whatever this is. Blurriness. So that's kind of cool. And of course the classic DOS readouts, you know, because it's the future. That's what it's supposed to look like. Actually, I don't know when this is supposed to be taking place. It doesn't give you a year, but in any case, there is this little server system here, and you can open it up by activating that console. And this is probably the easiest stretch of the stage, because for some reason these guys don't notice you at all, and you can just pop them in the head one at a time with the PP7. And this is the only guy that kind of will trigger a little bit, aggro, as they say. But everyone else, they got their headphones on, you know, they're jamming out to, you know, some Tupac or whatever it may be, you know, It's Raining Men or something like that. Who knows? Who knows? That song from Stranger Things, the Kate Bush song, that's what they got. So here we go. Alright, so those dudes are out of the way. And once you walk in here, this is the exhaust bay for the space shuttle, which you can see is right there, right above us. And the bay is open, so we need to get our ass moving out of this room because it's going to be very hot very quickly in there. And this guy runs around the corner and takes some damage from us. Very good, very good. Typically, I don't like that, but we're going to accept it this time because we're on Secret Agent. Hopefully, we'll have an easier go of it. We're not going to need every last bit of health. So there's two drone guns on either side of that corridor there, and this is kind of facility style here with these vents and little labyrinthian areas here. Yep, there's a couple of dudes that I'm glad both of them showed up, because sometimes only one of them shows, and that's not good. I'm not sure where exactly they're posted at originally, but it's somewhere in the next room. So I like them to both come out, because then they're both dealt with. And you can see the sky right there, so I guess we're pretty high up in the facility, if that looks directly out at the sky. But then again, as you'll see by the next room, we are not very high up in the facility. So this next room is ass. It sucks. So there's a drone gun right there. And this is kind of the strategy I've found that works. So you take this guy out. And there's oh, I forgot there's a dude right here too. Got to shoot him through the vent. And somehow there's maybe another one. I have no idea. Maybe there was two guys there. Usually there's only just one. Usually I get him first, actually, I forgot. So we got that one drone gun, and if you peek around here, you will see another right there. That is the barrel of another one there. And there's another one way off in the distance right there. So we want to step out and stand right behind these crates here. And then we want to, I think, probably pick your poison here. You can either, oh boy. You can either go this way, which we're just going to do that. Or you can go around the other way. This seemed to be path of least resistance. And now is the time to snipe all these dudes. So, of course, you know, somehow they just have unbelievable aim. This guy right here. Usually he's a little more visible than that. You want to keep your eye on the vent over here, because sometimes soldiers will come through that way as well, and that's not good. So the last drone gun is right there, and we'll take that out just so we can approach if we need to, which we are going to need to later on. And that's all of those guys taken care of. And here comes big homie right here. He heard us, so he's on his way. And let's pick up some, I don't know if the Moonrakers, the lasers, if they accumulate ammo or if they just have infinite ammo. I don't really know, but when you pick them up, it does make a sound, so I assume they have some effect. But in any case, excuse me, in any case, I say that a lot in this playthrough for some reason. This is the Moonraker laser, so this is a new weapon, obviously. And climbed up that giant tall ladder there, which sucks. I don't know why it has to be that tall. This is the launch gantry, as they say, Bay 4. So apparently there's multiple bays here in this Aztec ruin complex. I don't know where the hell they got all the money to build this thing. You know, but here we are. And this is the NASA satellite that they, or space shuttle that they stole. How do you steal a space shuttle? I don't know. It's not like you can just, you know, drag it behind a truck or something, an F-150. You need like a shuttle crawler, which takes, you know, gallons to the mile as far as gas. So I don't know how they did it, but here it is. So yeah, we're closing up the exhaust bay, and there is a reason for that, because we're going to have to backtrack through that area, and you can't get through unless that bay is closed. So we're just going to jump down about 30 feet in there and not bother to worry about our ankles or anything. And so this is kind of the, what do they call this, the Penrose stairs or whatever, like from Inception. So this area is very interesting definitely, and they kind of weaves around here. This does a little figure 8 and comes out on the other side over here, so it's a little bit confusing. And then you got two entrances to the next room there, so we will try to explore all the way to the end of this stage, since we're on secret agent difficulty. But first things first, we need to draw out our buddy Jaws. There he is. And Jaws has two AR-33s in his hands, and he is very aggressive. So the best way to do this is to trap him on these stairs, because the rumor has it he will not shoot you unless he is like dead on pathway with you there. So if he's not in a straight line with you, he will not shoot at you. He will not shoot at you across the way, only straight on. So we can use that to our advantage. I don't know if that was by design or if that's just how it worked out, but it works. So, of course, there's another soldier there who's going to be a pain in my ass. Oh, he's throwing grenades. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. So much for that. So much for that. See what I mean? Even on Secret Agent, the stage it's tough. All right, we're back at it. So we're back to the stairs, back to facing off with Jaws, and hopefully, I think I have a little bit more health this time. So hopefully it'll go a little bit smoother. So I like to peek around this corner, take that guy out, and then there's Jaws. He is coming for us. Looks like he's going to go around the long way, and so is this guy. That's not good. I'm going to get his henchman out of the way, because that's kind of what messed me up last time. So Jaws is going to approach. And you notice how tall Jaws is. That's kind of frightening. Very intimidating if you don't know how to deal with him, that's for sure. So this is the way to do it, though, for everything that I've seen. Every strategy guide that I've looked at, every playthrough, every speed run. It's like something like this. So now the key, though, is you want to get him to where he's taking damage, he's flinching like that. You don't want to kill him all the way, because we need to... Right now we don't have any respawning enemies to worry about, but we will soon enough. Once Jaws is dead, you start to get respawning enemies. So what we need to do is to draw Jaws as far back as we possibly can to where we need to go in this stage, so that when we kill him, he will be right where we need him to be. And that's not good how close up he is to me already. Alright, we're good. So we're going to just draw him back here. And you do have to kind of wait for him a little bit, because he will get bored and stand around if you wait too long, or if you go too far ahead, I should say. Okay, so let's pull out the AR-33 here. There we go. That's Jaws dead. So we're going to open this door back up. And I believe as soon as you grab his smart card, which is right there, we're going to start getting respawning enemies. So let's open up this glass pane here. We'll pick up the DAT, whatever that is. And the guidance data, which is what Q gave us. We're going to put it right in the floppy drive right there. And as you can see, we're already getting inundated with soldiers. So we're going to use AR-33 here, because it's just plain better than the Moonraker laser. Moonraker laser does good damage. It's pretty precise, but it doesn't have the stopping power of the AR-33. So there's that. Those guys are temporarily disbanded, so we're going to run. And now, as you can see, we've got dual AR-33s. If we want to go that route, we might as well pick up that ammo there. And we're just going to run back here. And as I said, this may be foolish of me. In fact, we'll see. We might have to restart the stage. Who knows? We're going to go up to this server here. And we're going to use the launch protocol data here, or whatever that said. Upload it to the server. And we're just going to go back this way. Because... yeah, there's a countdown and all that, and that's all good or whatever. But we want to see what's in this next area. So we didn't go this far yet. We just want to check it out. Yeah, there's a few guys in here. We don't have to worry too much about them. I don't think that's it. Yeah, that grenade's not live. We're all right. So let's take a look here. What do we got? What do we got? Good luck doing this on 00 Agent. There's no way. There's just no damn way. There is no damn way. So we're gonna run through here. Look at this. Look at this. Almost looks like the Egyptian stage, kind of, as you'll see in the next video. Yeah, we got a little area here. Yep, they're flashing warnings at me overhead. That's very good. And yeah, this is the beginning of the stage here, as you can see. I don't know how far we can go here. This is the black void. Can't go very far, but kind of cool. Kind of cool. Very dangerous, I should say. because as you can see, we have infinitely spawning enemies all over our ass now. I guess they spawn in that room there. So we'll cross this bridge here. Pretty awesome. Look at that. Infinite in that direction, infinite in that direction. I like it. Very mysterious. So we're getting down on health. That's not too good. Moonraker laser does a lot of damage to us as well, so we need to keep it moving. We'll go this way. This is our shortcut. Okay, we'll go up here. Back to the stairs. And unfortunately, the enemy soldiers are a little bit smarter than Jaws, and they will actually shoot you across the stairs. So not very well, clearly, but so there's a dude there. We'll take him out. And so what it's telling me I need to do is I need to open the shuttle bay doors, the exhaust bay, so otherwise the shuttle can't launch, and these guys are just trying to shoot me from everywhere. And of course they have a 00 agent. They have impossible accuracy. It's very frustrating when you get to this point of the stage and you got one hit left and they're just hitting you from everywhere like that. How the hell did he hit me from there? Doesn't even make sense. So here, we'll open the exhaust bay and we'll just hang out here, and hopefully no one will come up and, you know, pop us in the head or anything like that. That would be frustrating. But basically all you have to do is wait for that to open up and stand around here. And oh, here we go. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Alright, mission complete. There goes the shuttle. Perfectly safe to stand right there as a shuttle is launching. That's perfectly safe. There's no issues with that. No issues whatsoever. So there you go. Mission status completed. 2 attempts. Not too bad. Aztec complex. 00 agent. You know, try your best. I don't know. I got lucky. That's pretty much the only. This stage and Control. If you're doing it on 00 agent, you just have to get lucky. So maybe I should have done a 00 agent run, but I didn't feel like, you know, recording that many takes because it's ridiculous. It took me literally like 4 days to beat this stage on 00 agent. So anyway, have fun with that if that's your goal. Military laser was our weapon of choice. Killed 53 dudes. You know, decent accuracy, I guess, 63%. And 447 shots. That was 2 attempts, however, so I can't take full credit. But we'll see you next time on the Egyptian stage, the final stage of GoldenEye 007. Peace out.